Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Mr. James Wayman J.W. Morris, age 87, of Childersburg, died November 16th in Somerville, South Carolina. Funeral service will be Saturday at 2 at the chapel in Childersburg, with visitation beginning from 12 until 2, also at Curtis and Son Childersburg Chapel. Burial in the Odina Cemetery. Flowers will be accepted, or memorials can be made to the Michael J. Fox for Parkinson's Research at Grand Central Station, P.O. Box 4777, New York, New York. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Online condolences at curtisandsonfunerals.com. Funeral service for Mrs. Marie Borden, age 80, will be Saturday at 11 o'clock from St. John Missionary Baptist Church, with Pastor Jerry Jones, the eulogist, and the Reverend Roger Holzclaw, the pastor. Interment in the Pine Grove Church Cemetery. Mrs. Borden died November 15th at her residence. Public viewing is today, 1 until 8 o'clock, at Sunset Chapel of Remembrance. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Arrangements entrusted to Sunset Memorial Chapel, Childersburg. Funeral ceremony for Mary Ann Borden, age 71, of Talladega, is 1 o'clock Saturday at Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, with Pastor Courtney D. Keith officiating and the Reverend Edward S. Bolton Sr., the eulogist. Burial in the Lane Chapel Cemetery. Viewing today, 1 until 6, at the Chapel of Goodson Funeral Home. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Goodson Funeral Home directing. Celebration of life for Willie C. Glover, age 80, will be noon Saturday at Africa Missionary Baptist Church, with the Reverend Isaac Richardson, the eulogist. Interment in the Sycamore Church Cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Online condolences at terrysmortuary.com. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary in Talladega. Directing that service, Mr. Glover was a longtime member of the Africa Missionary Baptist Church and was an automobile salesman for many years, including Edward Chevrolet and other companies, including Colonial Chevrolet. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary directing. Celebration of life for Mrs. Florette Wilson Matthews, age 66, is Saturday at Greater New Hope Baptist Church in Sylacauga at noon, with the Reverend Rodney L. Looney officiating. Burial in the New Hope Baptist Church Cemetery at Sylacauga. Visitation today, 1 until 8 o'clock, with the family hour 5 till 7, all at the funeral home. Mrs. Matthews died November 10th at her residence. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home directing. John Parks Tyson Jr. died November 21st. Graveside service Sunday at 1:30 from Pine Hill Memorial Park. Visitation from 12 until 1 on Sunday at Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega. Pastor Minnie Bailey will officiate the service. In lieu of flowers, you may make donations to First United Methodist Church in Talladega Youth Fund. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home directing. Mr. Tyson was a member of the First United Methodist Church in Talladega. Celebration of life for Mrs. Charles Estelle Mrs. B. Borden, age 85, is today at Mountain Home Baptist Church in Sycamore at 11 o'clock, with the Reverend Robert Duncan officiating. Burial in the Midway Memory Gardens in Talladega. Miss Borden was a member of the Mountain Home Baptist Church in Sycamore. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga directing. Funeral ceremony for Gary Warwick Garrett, age 67, of Talladega, is noon today at Bellevue Missionary Baptist Church, with the Reverend Jerry Jones officiating. Burial in the Midway Memory Garden Cemetery. Goodson Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. Celebration of life for David Levester White, age 86, is 1 o'clock today at Lane Chapel CME Church, with the Reverend Pearson McGee, the pastor, and the Reverend Deborah Pace, the eulogist. Interment in the church cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Mr. White was a member of the Lane Chapel Christian Methodist Episcopal Church. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary directing. Mr. Tracy Wayne Talley, age 49, died November 18th. Memorial service, 10 o'clock Saturday at Talladega Funeral Home. Talladega Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Gail Kennedy Griffith, age 74, of Wetumpka, will be Sunday at 2 p.m. from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Reverend Ronnie Boulware officiating. Burial in the Hillview Memorial Park. The family receiving friends on Saturday, 5 until 7 p.m. at the funeral home. Memorial message can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries this morning brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.